Hey there, so welcome to another Berry Patch review. Today I will be reviewing Star Wars Phasma. So this book was part of the journey to Force Awakens. It took me a while to get to read, and I was finally able to finish it on vacation. I was listening to it as an audiobook, which does partially explain why it took me a little longer, because I typically, when I do audiobooks, just listen to it while I'm driving in the background. So it does take a bit longer to get through, and well, when college got out for me, I started driving a lot less, so had less time to actually listen to it, but thankfully when that happened, I was only 3 discs away from the end. But took me a while actually to get it finished from there, and I did. So I just want to say I greatly enjoyed the book. I'm going to give you my rating of it right now. 3.75 stars out of 5. So that's my review. The reason is I enjoyed it much. I think that, especially with this book, I think the audiobook did help enhance it a bit. Again, I do find it interesting how they with the Star Wars books. Like I've read Thrawn and then Phasma. Both these books are about character, but the story is never actually from their point of view. Always another character's point of view who would interact with them or such thing, or was telling the story as somebody who interacted with them in the case of Phasma. But just something I find interesting, something that you do not see quite so much with the old Star Wars Legends, and I do kind of like how that makes it kind of interesting. Thrawn, though I do admit, through Thrawn's journal entries, we did get a little bit into Thrawn's thought process. But for Phasma, we really have very little about her internal thinking. I kind of wish they would include more of that in the Star Wars books. I'm not sure how Tolkien is written. That is on my reading list. I just haven't gotten there yet. The book I'm reviewing next week, Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad, does actually do the main character in the book is also the narrator of the book. Kind of does help. But I'm going to get into that book next week. This review is about Phasma. And I did enjoy it. Kind of neat to learn a lot about Phasma. And it did make me set up some things about the character that I hope they kind of played through in The Last Jedi, especially her desire to survive. Didn't really see that so much in The Last Jedi as I expected, including, spoiler for The Last Jedi, when part of her helmet is destroyed. I thought that was going to be very significant, and it might still be significant to her character, based off of if you read the book or listened to the audiobook, but they did nothing with it in The Last Jedi. Kind of wish they had there. And speaking of The Last Jedi, over on my main channel, I have posted, about 2 weeks ago I would say, I posted my review for The Last Jedi, so be sure to go check that out. Link will be in the cards sometime in this video. Maybe right now, I'm actually not quite sure. It'll be in there, you can click on the cards. But so yeah, I did greatly enjoy the book. Would I change anything? Maybe include a few passages from Phasma's point of view, but not too much other than that. I would like to see something from her point of view. The epilogue, if I remember correctly, was somewhat from her point of view, but I don't quite recall. But I would want a few things from her point of view to have specifically been included in the novel. Other than that, there's not really too much more I would have wanted. Really, it's a good book. Few things that I would have added, and they actually kind of parts of it remind me of other books I've read like only in parts, like a decimated society that it has to adapt. Over the summer I read one book like that, though the society went a totally different way and was decimated for a totally different reason. But speaking of what pardon me. speaking of societies being decimated, I did find it neat how in that Parnassus, Phasma's home planet, was decimated because of a nuclear explosion, what appears to be a nuclear power plant meltdown. Kind of something you really don't see too much in Star Wars. Nuclear weapons. This is probably one of the few mentions of just nuclear power, and some mentions of nuclear weapons as well made the book indirectly in all of Star Wars. Even Legends barely mention nuclear power and nuclear technology. Just something that wasn't really present in Star Wars, so I'm glad I kind of see that. But I do want to say the reason why I gave it 3 3/4 stars out of 5 is because it's not my favorite. I enjoyed it. There's nothing really I would want to add, but I just no, it's just not my favorite. It's not really my style of reading per se. But I did enjoy it, and I would recommend you reading it, especially if you feel like Phasma's character is greatly underdeveloped and used in the movies. Granted, if you read the book, you might feel like they make that feeling even stronger, and probably so. But would help get you a little bit going, because it appears Phasma has died. But for Phasma in The Last Jedi, she might have survived. Snoke, on the other hand, dead. But that's The Last Jedi. You can go check out my review that I mentioned earlier. So I'm actually going to end my review here. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always.